Hello, thank you for tuning back in. I am very excited to have my health and wellness manager, Isabel, aka best friend.
Self-appointed.
Self-appointed
nutritionist.
Actually, go ahead and tell the viewers what your credentials are and your interest in the field.
Okay. So I studied health science. I'm a certified health education specialist. I am also a personal trainer, and I'm an aspiring dietitian. My current work right now is kind of in the community health nonprofit world, starting community gardens, and I'm just generally passionate about health.
Community gardens? We should do a whole video about community gardens. I'm
Maybe
so
when
excited
I open
about
them,
that.
That'd be cool.
Okay, that would be great.
Joshua Tree.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try to talk about this as quickly as we can. There's a lot to cover, but what did you call it? The five tips that people need to know and underestimate the value of when they're considering their health. Yeah. And they're kind of around the 5 pillars of health, which you have called. What are the 5 pillars? I mean, we got mental health.
Yeah. So when I think of health and I think of optimal health, I think of these 5 pillars being fulfilled. And so I'm thinking the 5 pillars are diet, exercise, mental health / spiritual health, sleep, and hydration. So those are what I think of as, when you're...
H2O.
Yes. H2O.
Okay, so let's start with H2O.
Okay. So, with water, you need to drink at least some water. Plain water, not teas, not other beverages that have water in them, not just fruits and vegetables. I personally aim for 90 ounces of water. There's different...
Overachiever.
Yeah, I don't always achieve that, but that's what
it's a good goal to have.
For.
Yeah, it's okay to have goals.
And you want to drink water 10 ounces at a time per hour. So it's kind of has its own rules, and I wouldn't get too crazy. That's
less than a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Every hour.
Exactly.
That's
so if you can
it's
drink
a lot
one bottle of water per hour, that'd be good.
But don't use bottles because that's not.
Yeah, refillable water.
We're refillable water bottles.
Your
Be prepared.
Yeah, come prepared.
Okay, so with water goes...
Oh, and I like the tip that both of us do, which is we both drink water first thing in the morning. Wake up, drink water, and I
pound
find
a
that
glass,
helps
right
wake
off
me
the
up.
bat. Yeah, before you have your coffee, before you put anything in your mouth, before you brush your teeth, I say
gets you waking
go
up.
straight. Yeah, I go, and it's a nice cold. It feels great. It's honestly, I do. But I do have the habit of doing my apple cider vinegar and spirulina combo with that first bottle of water in the day. But I know I drink plenty of water throughout. lots of water throughout the day. I could definitely drink more.
A little superfood boost in the morning.
Little superfood boost in the morning. But yeah, plain water is also preferable. You want to get in the habit of drinking it.
Yeah.
Because that's I remember as a kid, if I would have drank more water, it wouldn't have been hard in my early 20s to get into that habit.
That's true. Yeah.
So
start early, start now.
Start early,
as soon as possible.
Start early, start now.
You like that?
I like that.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Is a t-shirt?
No, that's already established.
Oh.
We can make it.
Cachet create, baby. That's what we gonna do.
What was the phrase though? Start.
Oh, damn it. Start early, start now.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of start early, start now, tell me about diet and when you should start eating well.
Nice lead in. So my tip when it comes to diet, because we're talking about 5 underestimated health tips. So the one I'm thinking for diet, because there's lots of things you can do for your diet.
Right.
But I think the number one most important thing to me is just to eat vegetables. So if you're not eating vegetables with pretty much every meal or most meals of your day, that could be an area that you could work on, because vegetables are going to have all of those super important nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. They provide fiber. They just have everything that's good.
Okay, Health Nut. What about breakfast time? Everyone doesn't eat spinach and an omelet. What is something they can do right off the bat in the day, to have for breakfast? People don't want to have a carrot in the morning.
It doesn't have to be for breakfast. You can do it later in the day. I would say at least try and get 2
meals
every meal. A day.
You said every meal. So I'm thinking...
Did I say every meal
said
or
every
almost
meal.
every meal?
Let's watch this back. Someone tell me in the comments what she said.
What I mean is almost every meal, as many meals as possible, and snacks. So it doesn't have to be breakfast. If you like sweet stuff in the morning for breakfast, which careful with the sugar, but you know, again, don't focus as much on what you need to get rid of in your diet. Focus more on just adding vegetables.
Adding the vegetables, that is so important.
And non-starchy veggies.
Because when
non-starchy
veggies,
blah blah blah.
like sweet potatoes, none of those.
No
potato.
I mean, sweet potatoes are great; they're nutritious, but yeah, that's not what I'm talking about to eat more of. Not sweet potatoes, not regular potatoes, no French fries, not corn, and not peas.
Oh, okay.
So those are all starchy. They jump your sugar up. They affect your sugar.
And speaking of starches, I used to really love eating fruit in the morning. I like to have my yogurt with like the fruit in it, and I kind of stopped doing that. I mean, I limited it because it's just I know what is it? Am I getting tired or what? You know. Yeah, it's like, because I kind of go overboard with the fruit, and then I'm like overcompensating with fruit, and then the next thing you know, you're having a hard time losing weight, and you're like, why? Like, why? I'm eating lots of fruits and vegetables, I'm eating healthy.
Yeah.
I'm having the juicing stuff, like, talk about that.
Okay, so first thing, I just wanted something that came up when I was hearing you talk right now was just always keep in mind that everybody is different. So, you know, what's good for one person might not be good for another person, or you know, eating too much of one food might affect someone differently than other people. So always keep in mind that law of individuality. We're always going to have an individual and unique experience when it comes to anything. And food, you know. So I'm thinking specifically with food. So
that's why respect is important. And respecting people is important, and not preaching at people is important, because both of those one causes resentment, which doesn't lead to progression, and then the other one does lead to progression, you know. So, for individuals, you know.
Just in general, respect people.
Yeah, and their choices. Because, you know, a lot of vegan people will be like, you know, really upset, or like upset about people won't see their point of view, but like, it's also important to like maybe do something like a general, hey, like, what's up, and then end it. So, because I think that once you go overboard with anything, people are just more resistant to even doing it. They were like,
unsolicited advice is kind of like, just don't do it, you know? It's kind of a good approach to
So if you're watching this, this is solicited? This would be solicited. This is
you're
solicited.
Tuning in, so you're coming.
Yeah, so that's solicited, right?
So yeah, you're asking for it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I got so unfocused.
But with the fruit, so with fruit, you want to not go overboard, because fruit can affect your blood sugar more than like non-starchy vegetables. So it can raise up your blood sugar, and over time, if you're constantly dropping and raising your sugar, your organs will start to tire over time and not function at the optimal level that they need to be functioning. And then that's when something like diabetes happens, because now your kidneys and your pancreas are not functioning at the level that they should have been, because you've worn them out, because it's trying to control this sugar all the time. So with fruit, you know, I personally try to do
it's like mood crashing, like up and down. My doctors have talked to me about, like, even though I didn't really have too big of a problem with it, but it's just like it causes spikes and mood disturbances too. Yeah. So that's not really good for your health.
And usually fruit doesn't do that per se, but like starchy breads, you know, like white breads or white rice, sometimes it just like shoots your sugar up and drops it down. But with fruit, you want to maybe have like 2 to 4 pieces of medium-sized fruit a day. Around there, somewhere in that range.
And then, since I was just kind of thinking about like the mental health of like it spiking you up and like you know, crashing, let's go into the next thing and talk about mental health, spirituality, how they are intertwined for some, and
how it affects your health in general.
And how it affects your health in general.
I got you. I know what you're doing. I know where you're going. Okay. I think that. So when I think of mental health, I'm like really, especially. Well, I'm thinking about things we can control. You know, there are some things with mental health that you can't control. But I'm thinking of things like stress management, you know, or gratitude is a practice that you can employ. Oh, no.
I know that one still rolls, though.
So, you know, I'm thinking stress management, doing things like practicing gratitude, you know. From my own experience, when I've been at my darkest or when I've been my lowest, I noticed that I was completely void of gratitude. I couldn't be grateful for anything or anyone. And so I have a theory that where there's gratitude, there cannot be darkness. Or, you know, I mean, it softens the darkness, basically.
Darkness is fleeting. Darkness. What did I say earlier? Darkness fleeting.
Darkness fleeting.
We can put that on a T-shirt too.
Darkness fleeting. I like it.
Yeah, the gratitude one is a big deal for me because, like you said, whenever I'm not doing well, I'm like, what am I lacking in? And it's being grateful, and it's so hard at first, but then you see the difference in your mental health so rapidly.
Yeah.
And it's really, I'm talking about being grateful that you have a shirt to wear.
Yes,
or, you have a
getting down to the
shoes.
basics.
Yeah, you have shoes to put on your feet,
Like when you have a really crappy day and you're really in the poor me.
Yeah.
In the poor me.
In the poor me.
What's it called?
Pity.
Mantra kind of. Mantra. What's the word we were talking about earlier? Not mantra.
No. This year's old as shit anyways. Okay. We can move on to the next one.
Yeah,
okay.
Gratitude.
Okay.
Just practice gratitude. Be grateful. Even if it's like, I'm grateful that...
Did we talk about sleep?
No, we didn't talk
Sleep
about
is the last one, and this is...
No, garlic and ginger.
What?
I should have put that in the diet one. Garlic and ginger, but that's okay.
Okay, well, garlic and ginger do affect your mental health and your physical health, and this is why. Make sure it ties into both of them.
It also prevents you from getting sick, so eat raw garlic. Okay.
Which will make you happy and affect your mental health.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I just yazzed on camera. Okay.
But it's your truth, though.
I'm trying to eliminate that from my truth. I'm not yazzing.
I'm still
I will
doing
type Yaz Gaga, but I will still Yaz Gaga. But okay. Okay, it's my truth.
I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna Yaz where
Okay, so the sleep. Sleep.
Okay, so sleep.
We rarely see each other, and look, we're so synced up. It's so funny. It's so funny. We talk so much. Okay, so sleep.
So sleep is super important, and I think it's very underestimated how important and healing it can be. It's super important to get sleep I've said important 7 times.
All of this is important, that's why.
It's all important. So
Importante.
I think people will skim on sleep when they are trying to decide what to cut. What do I need to cut in my day to get done what I need to get done?
And they also think it's because they can compensate it with I'll just have an extra cup of coffee in the morning. I'll have some espresso or 5-hour energy or go.
And then at the end of the day, you need a shot to bring you back down. So it kind of creates this whole shift and puts you out of balance.
Not that coffee is bad that you shouldn't do it, but it's as long as you're getting your sleep, you might not even need coffee.
Yeah, and also if
that's
you're
not
not,
true.
I think everything's in moderation.
Everything's in moderation.
Don't have 4 shots of espresso like I did today. Not healthy. But sleep is super important for rejuvenating, healing, giving your mind a break. So it's just something you shouldn't underestimate on how much of a part of good health it is.
Right. Did we talk about motivation?
Nope, we didn't talk about motivation.
Okay, this ties into everything that we talked about today.
Yeah.
So
my theory or my thoughts on motivation is you don't want to rely on motivation to carry you into good health behaviors or into better healthy lifestyle choices. So you don't want to wait till you feel motivated to start an exercise regimen. Just get that out of your mind because you cannot control motivation. Motivation sometimes just appears out of nowhere. Sometimes it drops off out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So you can't rely on it. It's not a reliable source of energy for you. Just if it's there, be grateful that it's there, but don't put too much energy into it.
Don't put too much. Yeah, don't put too much. Hope or relying on it, to carry you through.
Do your exercise whether you feel motivated or not.
And this can wrap everything together because it's motivation. Start early. Start now. Motivate yourself. Okay. Is it good?
I liked it.
Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.